Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here. It's always good to see the circle stop circling and the words "you're live" come forward, especially today. Hello, Sheila. She says, hello, Diana and everyone, and happy Friday. Why do I say especially today? Well, those of you who are used to my being here every Friday know what happened. The internet went down and it has been an extremely stressful time. I live in a woods in a rural area and there aren't a lot of companies that come out here. So it's been a long, stressful time, which is what led to today's message. Instead of giving you a message from Phillip, I'm coming up with 25 unique ways to deal with stress. Our world is so stressful right now. And it's one of the most stressful periods, maybe the most stressful time that I've lived through in my lifetime. And if I'm going through it, so are others. Many of my clients are at the end of their stress limit. And so, what we're going to do today is to go through stress. Sheila says, I missed you last week, but no stress. Good, good. We're glad to hear that, Sheila. We need you to take care of yourself. The US and other places in the world as well, but the US is just not comfortable right now. And we want to be able to allow our higher spirit to come through our human self. We want to live from that higher spirit that allows us to live with much less stress and allows us to live with joy and love and pass that on. However, and it's a big however, living from our spirit self isn't always easy, especially for sensitive people. So, as empaths, as sensitive people, as those of you who are writing now, and I thank you, and I'm going to read these in a moment because I know not everybody can see them on the replay if you're not live. I do want to say that although I do say you should, I push that button that says you can. It's the same reason I don't have ads on this channel. I try to give you what helps people. That's my deal. But as empaths, we have to first of all take care of ourselves so we can take care of the world. That's not always easy, especially in the tumultuous times that the US is going through, and that is affecting the whole world, that is affecting all of us. So we cannot shut down, and we should not shut down. We can't do that. So we have to learn to deal with stress. We have to be able to live through these tumultuous times and not only help our lives, but then help the world. We have to be the light. And in being the light, we have to send that light to the world. Okay, that said, I want to give you 25 days, but first I want to stop and say hello, Gilda, Agaida, excuse me. She says, hello, Diana and everyone, praying for peace everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. And Sheila says, I meant you, Diana, because of internet failure. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you weren't stressing out about that. Believe me, I was. And there really wasn't anything I could do about it. So let me give you these 25 ways. If any of these that you feel comfortable doing, please, these are for you. And if you have ways that I don't mention, please put them in the comments. They'll help others. All right? And only if you feel comfortable doing that. If you're not comfortable putting in the comments, don't feel you have to do that. But if you are, please do. And next week, we'll get back to the questions that those of you who contact me with questions of an esoteric nature, we'll get back to those next week. And in fact, the question I think is, who made the first star? That's our question coming up. If you want personal questions, please contact me privately. My email, phone me, whatever, text, whatever, and we'll get you set up for a session. We'll also get our message from one of my books, The Master's Book of Answers by Phillip, which is just an oracle book, as you know, and we'll just get our message for the week. But first, let me give you these 25 suggestions. Some you may know, others may be new to you. The first one, and this one I use with customer service reps. So I went a week without internet, and I dealt with different customer service reps, and I use this a lot. You can do this without moving your lips, or you can say it out loud. You can do it in front of someone and they won't even know it. I used to do a version of this. I still, if somebody is kind of in my face, driving me a little crazy, or customer service reps, because it doesn't do any good to get angry and upset. So it's just simply, bless you, bless me, bless you, bless me. When you're really upset with someone and you do that, you're changing the energy. And as you shift that energy, it'll be much easier between the two of you. You'll feel physically, because if you're listening to me, you're an empath. You're sensitive. You're an old soul if you're hearing this video. And so instead of feeling that energy, you just simply bless you, bless me, until you feel that energy shifting and you feel yourself calming down. That's number one. Number two, and I love this one, everybody needs a kvetch buddy. Now, what's a kvetch buddy? That's a friend or a relative who's a friend, but that's a friend that you can sit down and just let your stress out and say, that friend will sit there and listen, not offer advice, just listen. And so when you really need to just let go and get it out, you call up your kvetch buddy and say, are you available? You may even get together for a Coke or a coffee or whatever. And you just listen to one another. And the kvetch buddy's not there to offer advice or tell you what to do. The kvetch buddy is there to just let you get it out. And just getting it out is helpful. Now, if you're unable to be the kvetch buddy at that particular time, you have to let the other person know, I'm not available at this time to be your kvetch buddy. So you call them up, or you get together and you say, I just need to get this out. And usually after that, you feel so relaxed, then you can sit and have a different conversation. So the kvetch buddy is really helpful. The third thing I want you to do is look at your brain. You can imagine your brain. Use your imagination to look at your brain, and you look at the colors going through it. If you're seeing a lot of red and anger, or if you're seeing a lot of stress, if you're seeing the lower chakras instead of the higher chakras being in charge, you may want to change those colors. So green, for example, is the heart chakra. So when you change the color to green, you're actually coming from the heart. You may want to do the purple or the blues chakras. That will help you be from a higher self. Or yes, you have a voice, or the intuitive side, the heart. It is what the changing of the colors of what's going on in your brain will help you calm down. Now, again, we have to be able to think of these when we're upset and stressed. This one you've heard a lot. Breathe, just breathe, and listen to the breath. It's not even about mindfulness. It's about the breath will change. Perhaps not that quickly, but the breath will change, and you can hear it. You can hear yourself and feel yourself calming. So breathe and listen to your breath. Or scream, stomp your feet. You know that old saying, hit your pillow with your fist. Where you live, you may not be able to scream. And I say that because if you have close neighbors, they may think something's wrong. Where I live, I can scream. But you can stomp your feet and do this and just get it out physically. That will help as well. Music. You know, a lot of times I don't have any music on in my car. A lot of times I just really prefer sitting in silence. But sometimes that silence has a lot of horns honking. So maybe you need to listen quiet, soothing, peaceful music. And that does help, especially if you're in traffic. If you're not in traffic, dance. Now, I grew up with rock and roll. So I might get up and do a rock and roll dance, or just, I don't want to dance in front of people anymore because I can't dance like I used to. But bounce around the room and dance. You're getting it out, that stress physically. One of my favorite things to do is to walk, especially in nature. So if you're walking in nature, you're relaxing, you're letting go. And sometimes I'm even talking to my cadet buddy or one of my nieces on the phone when I'm walking up and down my lane, which is filled with nature. Or I'll walk out into the meadow, I have a labyrinth cut out in the meadow. I may walk that. Nature will help us relax. One of my favorite things to do, and this is a little bit harder, I think, to do, but this also, if you're caught in traffic, I have a sunroof, and so I can look up, but you can do this through windows as well. And I'll look up because I'm sitting there, I can't move. May even have the car turned off, but I can sit up and I can look at the clouds. I can do this also walking in nature. And I can start imagining what's in those clouds. And I usually see dogs or cats or fun stuff, and that will relax me. So look outside at the clouds and see what your imagination, what you're doing is shifting the energy. You're shifting the colors in your brain, but as you shift that energy away from the stress, and you can do that relatively quickly. You know, it's like just step out of Mother Earth, and Mother Earth, help me. She will take away a lot of the stress. Clean out a closet or an area of change something around, but do the physical work of cleaning out a closet. That helps. That reduces stress. Physical labor like housework or yard work, that will help as well. It's more than doing the dishes, though. Just doing the dishes isn't going to do it. It might be moving the couch and washing the floor under the couch or sweeping under the couch, or it might be taking those couch pillows and getting the dust out. But it's more than the normal things you would do. So something physical. If you can go outside, that's better. The other thing, and this will be the 12th one I've given you, is get a jar or a vase of some sort. And every time you think of something, starting with these 25, if they're helpful, every time you think of something that helps you reduce stress, write it down, put it in a piece of paper, fold it again, put it in the jar. You can do this with the same thing with my worry jar. I have a video about the worry jar. It's the same it's the same idea, different information. You can do this also with fun things to do. So every time you need to calm down, you pull a piece of paper out of the jar. You look at that and you say, oh, I can't do this one right now. I'm too stressed. Maybe it's the bless you, bless me. It doesn't fit. You put that piece back in the jar and pull another one out. And keep pulling out pieces of paper until you come across something that you can do to reduce the stress, okay? Sorry, my hair sometimes gets in the way. Okay, the next thing I want you to do, this is the same idea as the jar, but you have a book. It may be Phillip's Master's Book of Answer, but you have a book, and you just open to any page and read that page. So it'll be a book of maybe stress reducers, or like Phillip's book, or any book that is not going to cause stress, but it's going to relieve stress. You may have your own book. The other thing I want you to do is to write a journal. I think I'm on 200 and something journals. It helps me to write out. Now, that's not going to be for everybody, but it does help those of us who are able to write out whatever that stress is. Or get some crayons or drawing implements, and you may just scribble, but drawing a picture or coloring a picture or just scribbling on a piece of paper with colors, that will help reduce stress. The other thing you can do is look at a picture or something that helps calm you. Here's one of the things I use. When I'm stressed, this is one of the mugs I drink out of. I don't know if you can, let's see, there we go. Can you see that? It's a rainbow with a sail. And the reason that helps me reduce stress, I used to have a 32-foot wooden catch, Diana 2, T-O-O. So my name and then T-O-O. And that, I loved sailing. Well, this is when I lived on the Pacific Ocean, or lived in Southern California. And I would sail the Pacific Ocean. And that was a stress reducer most of the time. Occasionally we'd get a storm or something, and that would be a little tougher. But look at a picture. It could be a picture of your child when the child was young and fun, or a picture of nature. Anything that helps, you can just look at that and it will help you. The drawing and the looking at the picture, those are for those of us who are very visual learners or have that. For mathematician learners, or those who are caught in the left brain or need to get out of the creative brain into the more focused brain, just do a math problem. I'm not a math person, so I'm starting with very simple numbers. But for example, you would add 2 plus 2. That's 4. And then you might divide 4 by 1 or 2 or 3, or multiply that number. So you would say 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. You're playing with numbers is what. And if you're a math person, you're going to do much higher numbers than 2 plus 2. But what you're doing is getting the brain to focus on something else, That's what it's all about. Also, especially if you're caught in traffic, look around. You're maybe hearing horns honking. Your music isn't calming you. So look around. What can you see when you're looking around? Can you look at the sky, for example? Do you just see maybe a light bouncing off a building or off a window in a building? Or maybe the person next to you, you can smile at them and they smile back. Maybe there's a dog in the car beside you, or a child you're going to make them smile, or they're making you smile. So look around and get your mind off of being stopped in traffic. The next one, and this works well if you're in a line at a store, or even in your car in a line like at a bank, smile at a stranger. That act of smiling, especially if they smile back, will relax you and help you out. Acupuncture points to reduce stress. One of the easiest is right here. And this is blue in our chakra. You just kind of tap that or rub it if it helps, but tapping that. Also the top of the ear, that will help. Those are just 2. There are others as well, but either of those may help. And you can do those even standing in a line, or you can pretend you're scratching. Another stress reducer, this is number 22 on our list. Take time off. Or excuse me, this is number 20. I forgot this one. Laugh. Just laugh. You may not feel like it, but just start laughing. And pretty soon you will be laughing at yourself. And that will reduce stress. Then the 22nd one is take time off and just be. When you're caring, it's very stressful to care for a loved one, 2-legged or 4-legged. It's very stressful to care for someone who's ill. It's very stressful to be watching someone you love at the end of their life in illness. That's hard. You see, I still get emotional about Piper and it's been a few weeks now. You still have to take time off and take care of yourself, or you can't take care of the other person or the other being. 23, let go of situations you can't do anything about. There's a lot in the news these days, and what we can always do is say a prayer, imagine the world covered with divine light. But there's a lot we can't do anything about. I mean, if you can write to your politicians, you can call them, you can go to rallies, you can do things. But there's you may be tied up in your life over here, and you can't do those things. Don't stress about them. Do what you can do, but you may have to turn the news off for a while. You may have to tell a friend, I can't be your kvetch buddy right now. I'm too stressed myself. You have to take care of yourself. So let go of the situations you can't do anything about. Take action on those you can do something about, if you can. And I think we all can say a prayer. We all can imagine the world in peace and light. And the last one is remember a time and place. And sometimes a photograph of this will help. Think about a vacation spot. Think about a childhood memory or memory, one of your favorite memories that keeps you calm. It can even be an imaginary spot, but think about a spot that keeps you calm and just in your imaginal mind, especially before you go to sleep. Think about that place. Remember, if you're taking care of someone, you can't help them if you don't first take care of yourself. And sometimes we just have to give up and walk away from the situation. That's what I had to do with the internet. It wasn't a person, it was actually multiple people. I just had to take a little time off and catch my breath. And you have the ability to do that too. We're going to get our message from Phillip, but I want to first of all say, Yoga Bliss Dan says, hi, Diana. I'm also a spiritual teacher. Yes, I would think with Yoga Bliss Dance. And she says, kvetch, love that word. I think it's Yiddish. It is Yiddish. Kvetch. It's absolutely. And hello, MRSNW. I always want to say Wendy, but it's Judy, I believe. And she said, I do that random book opening all the time. Good idea. Great. I love all these stress reducing ideas. Good. I'm glad some are helpful for you. And Akila says, hello, family. And that's what we are on this channel. We are family. And I thank you all who were able to come and leave your comments here. It means a lot because believe me, this is stressful for me. And it is, Judy. Thank you, Judy. I so appreciate you reminding me. I always, after I do these videos, I always go outside because I'll often leave the land, but other times I just walk the land and just go outside because that's a stress reducer for me. All right. And I hope some of these things that I've given you are helpful for you. Here we go. I'm hearing right. So if you're here right, we're just in sync. Our intuition is the same. If you hear left, that's a message you want to pay attention to because that is for you. So this is page 125. And this is important. And this is why we have to keep our own stress, not suppressed, but dealt with. If you be not a master, who then is? If you be not a master, who then is? My friends, if you are hearing the sound of my voice or watching this video, you are an old soul. Younger souls aren't interested in what I have to say. Middle souls aren't interested in what I have to say. You're an old soul, and you're here to help heal our world, bringing it love. So remember, if you be not a master, who then is? On page 124, if you heard left, freedom comes not from revolution, but from revelation. Freedom comes not from revolution, but from revelation. Judy says, thank Phillip. We do have the gifts. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Every one of you. And Sheila says, thank you, Diana. I love each and every one of you. And believe me, you hold me together. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you who are able to come live and leave your comments. I'm so grateful for all of you who leave comments below. And mostly, I'm grateful for the love you're giving to yourself and adding to our world because we so need that love. We need your light. And we need you to be able to deal with the tumultuous energy right now and the stresses. And I know each and every person has stress in their life right now. I love you, my friends. I love you. Thank you. Hopefully, the internet will be up and strong next week as well. This new, it's a hotspot box that I have, a hotspot box. I have to have the whole box. Just a hotspot on the phone doesn't work where I live. I even had one company come out and they said, well, the signal from the tower isn't coming this far to you, but we could bring in a bucket truck and we'd have to put the signal receiver up on those trees. And I thought, that doesn't work. But AT&T was able to say this hotspot box will work. So I know other people have hotspot on their phone. Didn't work here. All right. Anyway, and I did have to say goodbye to my original provider because they weren't providing, as you know. I love you all. I bless you, and I bless me. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Thank you all. And thank you for the hearts and the smiles that Sheila's sending. I think that Sheila's sending them, or somebody. Thank you. Love you. Bye for now.